Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Banning, and I will be your host for this absolutely invigorating, robust lifestyle show. I want to thank each one of you listeners that have tuned in live today and the ones that will be listening to the recording on the podcast. I am so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you listeners. And you are all in for a very super special show today, as I have with me my returning diva, Lidia Kuleshnyk, who better known as Lady Apona. And I am just so excited as her and I are continuing our chat about the divinity of horses, and this is part 3. So, Lidia, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Well, thank you, Joyce, for being on your phenomenal show. It's a true honor and pleasure to be able to speak with you and everyone. I'm a Renaissance woman, and I absolutely love my roles as a high-performance wellness coach, a horse advocate, and founder of AponaHealing.com, where I bring together 30 years of my passion, expertise, and wisdom in holistic health and healing into 4 coaching programs that help you at every stage of your personal development so you can heal, grow, and evolve and live a more centered, connected, and conscious life. I became involved in holistic health and healing through my own personal journey, healing my chronic illnesses from birth and connecting with animal spirits and spirit guides at a very young age, at the age of 10. And I developed a deep relationship with nature and animals as a child. We lived on a farm, and I used to go into the woods and create a circle of stones in the middle of poplar trees, right where the sun would come down at noon, and just sit there and talk to the animals. So it's pretty much in my blood to connect with the spirits of animals and nature. And then as I was healing in my late 20s, during my Saturn return, which is a time of transformation in everyone's chart when you have a Saturn return, horses came to me very specifically as pillars of light to guide me on my healing journey, and their guidance encouraged me, I say encouraged, but greatly prompted me to change my profession from my love of international environmental policy, and I was also a trained therapist, into the healing arts, so helping humans and horses heal. And that's led me to write a chapter in a new book from Soulful Valley Publishing called Evolving on Purpose, Co-Creating with the Divine, and my chapter is called The Divinity of Horses.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so excited for your book to come out. That is just so awesome. And I love how you said the horses as a pillar of light and how they led you into this coaching of heal, grow, and evolve and to become centered, connected, and conscious. So what a beautiful, beautiful opening to our chat today on the divinity of horses and how this all falls in line with your book that is going to be released here very soon. Oh, so excited to continue this chat today with you, Lidia, and thank you so for the beautiful introduction to our listeners today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and I've been really, really loving our series, which we hadn't planned, but we're in the flow, being guided by the divinity of horses. And in our first interview, we talked generally about who horses really are and how we can start to have a relationship with them in a spiritual way, which then also cultivates our own connection with our own spirit and our own essence, and that it's time to begin to honor the divinity of horses. And then in our second interview, we started to move towards that connection in a more, you might say, practical way, discussing how we can tune into our intuition, and I shared 7 steps to co-create with the divine and your inner knowing, and again, that intuition for your own purpose and self-fulfillment, and also as part of that, to connect with the horses, because we're all one energy field, and we can all support each other in a field of unity and love, which is the highest vibration of the universe, as we know. And then today, I'd like to share a little bit more about going from connecting with the divinity of horses to activating your energetic connection to the divine within yourself, and with the hearts of horses. So you can really deeply bond with your horse and more deeply discover who you truly are. And one of the first things that we want to do when aligning our energy is to strengthen our essence, our core energy. And our core energy is what I call our pillar of light within us that can connect with the pillar of lights in the universe, like our horses.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love that. How to strengthen our core energy and to connect to that pillar of light, because it just reminds me of what my mare this morning, I was telling her about our chat today on your show, and she looked at me and goes, connect with our energy through your heart. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, how beautiful. That just put it so easy to me on just connecting with that horse's energy, that pillar of light, and just through our own hearts and how we can connect. So I wanted to jump in and share that because I thought it was just beautiful coming from her.
Well, absolutely. And I love how your horses have such clear communication with you. So you must have a very strong core energy, very aligned, and it's easy for them to send messages to you that you can assimilate and receive and understand. And this is a beautiful gift that you have, that everybody has, and that everybody can cultivate and strengthen. And your life becomes so rich and fulfilling. Mm-hmm. And you never feel alone because you're always in the presence of the divine in everywhere you are in life. It doesn't matter where you live or what you're doing, you feel the presence of the divine. And through the hearts of horses, we can help maintain that connection.
Oh, yes. Well, and thank you so much for those kind words, because yes, I feel very connected to them, and they're very open to me, and I'm open to them. I pour my heart out to them too, and it's just always beautiful how they return it. And you do feel so much more rich and filtering to the divine like that. And even when I'm away from them, I mean, there's still that beautiful connection of you're connected to that divine energy, to that pillar of light. So that is my personal experience of being connected to them that way, through being able to communicate with them and just feeling their energy and feeling their heart love and just being connected to the divine.
Well, you're such an inspiration, Joyce, because this is part of who we are. Every person is a highly evolved spiritual being, and we can feel that connection and live in that flow of energy in a new paradigm where we can release fear more easily, where we can feel more secure in the midst of uncertainty, where we can find stability in overwhelm. And we become conscious that we can shift of those energies that are disruptive to us or draining to us, and we can shift them into strengths within us to help us be grounded and energized and focused, and to be centered, connected, and conscious. And this is really our birthright. We are born on the planet to be healthy and happy and abundant and at peace and powerful. And we were all on the planet. We're all on a journey to return to that wholeness. All healing is a return to our true essence, our whole self. So it already exists within us. And horses are here to remind us that we can activate our true essence and power whenever we so choose in any circumstance.
Oh, yes. Oh, I so agree. It is in all of us. It's just, to me, the thinking is going into your heart and get out of that head mind, like we've said before, and go into your heart and just feel that true essence, that Shin, like you said. It's just a very beautiful experience that each one of us can through our lifetimes.
Well, yes, and then as we become more familiar with the feeling of that energy within us, the feeling of our own essence and joy and beauty and strength and power, and then solutions come to us. We begin to see that for every problem there is a solution. And that, as my teacher, Michio Kushi in macrobiotics used to say, you wouldn't be given the problem if you didn't already know the solution. And this is sometimes have to have the mind of Sherlock Holmes to find your own pathway to your unique solution. But the answers are always within us. And this is the beauty of healing, of personal growth, of connecting with your own divinity and the divinity of horses, is that we begin to feel empowered with ourself, for ourself, by ourself, through all of that we're never alone, but we are empowered in our own state of being. And in our last discussion, the 7 steps to co-create with the divine, it really helps to bring greater awareness, acceptance, and action, which are the 3 A's of fundamental change. There are many steps in change, but awareness, acceptance, and action, and to help us come into alignment with our higher selves. And then, as we were saying, to experience that intuition and inner knowing through the divine essence. And now we can move forward and work towards really activating and being very conscious of our core energy. So our core energy is, I mentioned, that pillar of light, that fundamental life force that moves through our body. And in the body, there is a passageway for that energy from your tailbone to your crown. And some people say it runs along the inferior vena cava, a major vein in front of the spine. So in yoga, they talk about the flexibility and health of the spine for health and vitality and mental clarity and emotional balance and spiritual connection. And we want to keep our pillar of light within us as strong and clear and as aligned as possible. And then that core energy is our personal signature of infinite universal energy. And so we will always be receiving infinite universal energy to support us as the source of our lasting power. So would you like me to share a little meditation, visualization exercise that I work with clients to help them strengthen their core energy?
Oh, I would love that. That would be excellent for you to share that with our listeners today and with myself. I am looking forward to that. Yes, please share.
Well, I like to share this also to help people feel empowered when they're bonding with their horse, or if you don't have a horse, when you're thinking about the love of horses and the divine presence and love of the horses. And often after the meditation, we stay for a few seconds at least in silence and stillness to connect with that divine presence. So regularly practicing this type of visualization and meditation can help you channel that infinite energy and ultimately help you remember who you truly are. And again, as we were saying, with your special gift and the gift that everybody has within them, the horses will feel the refinement of your energy as you strengthen your core energy. And it'll be easier for each person to be able to receive and understand those messages from the horses. So this is a guided visual exercise to refine your power through strengthening your core energy. So let's take a nice deep breath. The goal of all meditation is to experience empty mind, to connect with the nothingness of universal energy, so inner space is created. Expand your state of being and create. I created the Strengthening Your Core Energy meditation, utilizing Taoist non-attachment principles to help you be centered, connected, and conscious. Live within your energetic capacity and expand your energetic capacity to the strengthening of your core energy. So find a quiet place to rest and relax. Turn off all phones and distractions. Make sure your door is closed and you are not interrupted. Take 6 deep breaths. As you breathe in, feel strong, clear, pure energy entering your body. As you breathe out, feel stale, excess energy releasing from your body. So we'll just take a minute to do that. And then we say to ourselves, my core energy, my pillar of light, from my head, along my spine, and through my heart, to my feet, is solid, whole, and strong. My pillar of light is beaming gold and white light into every cell in my body. My core energy, my personal signature of infinite universal energy, is the source of my eternal power and never-ending support. I am never alone. I am fully supported in unity and connection to the universe and to all of life. I release all fear, judgment, resistance, barriers to living in my whole, true, authentic, powerful self. I know that I am always supported and part of the infinite joy and love of the universe. It is my birthright to live a healthy, happy, fulfilling life. My core energy, my pillar of light, radiates along my spine, into my third eye, forehead, heart, throat, chest, and lower abdominal area. It beams out a sphere of gold and white light to envelop me in protection and to strengthen my inner power. My shield of light that is so strong and whole, it naturally, effortlessly discerns and deflects all external stressors, whether they be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. I am in my power, peaceful, aligned, grounded, centered, connected, conscious. I no longer feel burdened, distracted, or drained from any external stressors. I feel energized from the inside out, stable and strong mentally, emotionally, and physically. No thing can affect who I am, how I feel, and how I wish to live in my authentic self. While I acknowledge and respect external circumstances, they are inconsequential to who I am and how I feel. I am a sovereign being with the divine right to honor myself and all of life. I am a humane, conscious steward of life, a conscious leader of myself, and naturally connected with others. I am pure, golden. I am in my power. No harm can come to me in any way. I am. So we take another deep breath and breathe into the golden white light that you are. Take a few minutes to connect with this feeling and inner knowing before slowly returning to the day. And we'll just take a few seconds to integrate that in stillness and silence. And then we feel our presence in the golden white light that we can carry with us through the day, or if you do this meditation visualization at night, it's a beautiful way to fall asleep and connect with the divinity of horses in your dreams.
Oh, Lydia, that was absolutely beautiful. It was heart-touching, and I had tears in my eyes through it. So, thank you so much for sharing that. That was incredible, absolutely incredible. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And the power of visualizing and meditating and helping us connect back into our center is always there for us. And we can modify and create any type of exercise like that that we feel is right for us in the state of being that we're in or what we need at any moment. So doing these type of exercises helps us constantly remember that we are these pillars of light that are empowered to live the lives that we're here to live. And other things that we can be conscious of to strengthen our core energy and our pillar of light is to sleep, to try to get a good deep sleep. We don't have to sleep for a long time. There's lots of discussion about length of time of sleep, and everybody's unique and different, but we want a deep sleep. And having some sort of meditation or music or exercise as we fall asleep really helps us get into that deep sleep of regeneration to strengthen that core energy. And another thing that everyone can do is to be conscious to not pollute the body. So with toxic food or drinks or outside influences. So to be conscious what we eat in a literal way, like what we consume in the media, what we choose to watch, movies or television, and the food that we feel for us is clean food, is supportive food. And it's okay to indulge once in a while, as a treat or as some sort of celebration, because food is so much a part of our cultural events, right, and ceremonies. But to be really, to honor oneself, and that how would my higher self want to be treated? How would my highest self make a choice around anything, really, but in this case, food. So these are some things that through meditation and through breathing and through sleeping well and eating well, and of course any kind of gentle exercise, all the basics, but all of these things help us strengthen our core energy And this is so fundamental in connecting with the divine. It was when I was in my cocoon of healing in my late 20s, when I was guided in my dreams to eat macrobiotic healing food, to go for Reiki treatments, that I spontaneously had these phenomenal spiritual awakenings, and I could clearly receive, hear, see, experience the messages from the divine. And I'm so grateful for my illness, because if I hadn't been so ill my whole life, I wouldn't have been so dedicated to do deep healing, and as a result have this great gift of being able to connect with the divine.
Oh, yes. Oh, how beautifully said. All of it was just beautiful words. Well, Lidia, I knew this show would go so very quickly. And before we close this beautiful show today, would you please share with our listeners the best ways to connect with you when they hear this show and say, I must connect with Lidia, Lady Apona? Would you please share how to best connect with you?
The best way is for me to go to my website, equine-healing.com. That's Apona with an A. And I can also be found on my personal Facebook page, Lidia Kuleshnyk, Kuleshnyk, or Lady Apona. And on my website, I'm building it out. It's about half done because there's many things to put on. I offer a free ebook, 10 Tools to Survive and Thrive in Uncertain Times, that has wonderful tools in it like Reiki and essential oils and meditation, healing foods to help you strengthen your core energy. And I also have an ebook called Reclaiming Sovereignty, My Journey from Chronic Illness to Conscious Leadership. That's the compilation of 3 chapters that I wrote in best-selling books, talking about my healing journey and my spiritual awakening. And then, of course, the next book is going to be The Divinity of Horses, which will be coming out. But we offer great free resources and inspirational quotes in our newsletter. So I welcome everyone to join our Apona Healing community.
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. And Lidia, I would love to have you back on Robust Lifestyles again to share your beautiful knowledge, your beautiful energy that you give off. Would you be open to be my guest again on Robust Lifestyles show?
Oh, Joyce, yes. My heart is full when you mention that. So it would be my pure joy to join you again and continue our discussion of honoring ourselves through the divinity of horses.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I am so excited to continue. And listeners, you have heard Lidia say she will be back on Robust Lifestyles. And Lidia, I want to wish you a very magical day today. Until we connect again, have magical times.
Thank you, and magical times, and beauty and joy to you and all your listeners.
Oh, thank you so much, Lidia. And I would like to thank all of our listeners for listening to this absolutely amazing show with our incredible diva, Lidia, Lady Apona. Please share the show with your family and friends. Check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. And remember, every problem, there is a solution, and the answers come from within. And be conscious. Try not to pollute your body. So how important it is, and all the words of knowledge that Lidia shared with us today. I wish everybody a magical day. Be kind to all. Give your animals a great big extra hug, and share your love with them until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles. Stay strong and healthy.